Are you going to run for governor of Ohio? And
I'm a little more inclined than I was about 10 seconds ago.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
So tonight, Vivek Ramaswamy held a town hall in Springfield, Ohio, which is obviously very important because the mainstream media has not only ignored the plight of the residents of this town, but they have now resorted to outright slandering them. And so Vivek went to this town and said, hey, we're going to hear from the people themselves. So it's obviously very important. But you know what's arguably much more important? The fact that Kamala Harris did a town hall with Oprah, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, I know that's obviously sarcastic, but while Vivek and the Trump campaign are trying to listen to the real demands of the American people, take a listen to what Kamala Harris was doing tonight at the same exact time as the Vivek town hall.
We are an optimistic people. We are an optimistic people. Americans, by character, are people who have dreams and ambitions and aspirations. We believe in what is possible. We believe in what can be. And we believe in fighting for that. That's how we came into being. Because the people before us understood that one of the greatest expressions for the love of our country, one of the greatest expressions of patriotism, is to fight for the ideals of who we are.
Yeah, so as you can tell, typical word salad from her. I would expect nothing less or nothing different. But while Kamala Harris's answer to everything is, you know how I'm going to fix the economy? Well, I was a middle-class kid growing up. You know how I'm going to fix immigration? Well, I used to be a prosecutor. Well, while the Kamala Harris campaign is focused on whatever that is supposed to mean, let's have a discussion now about the things that actually matter. So today, Vivek Ramaswamy went out and said, I'm hosting a town hall today in Springfield, Ohio. We're inviting diverse voices from the local community, including Haitian immigrants. Wow. I don't really blame the people of Springfield, either the locals or the migrants, for what's happening. I blame the awful federal policies that callously use these migrants as pawns to sow division by transporting them to a community everyone knew was unprepared to handle them. And folks, some of the things you will hear at this town hall are absolutely insane and disturbing.
Hi. So I have a young daughter. I have two daughters, actually. Sure. And one of my daughter is younger. So I want to talk about the crime a little bit.
Sure.
Personal crime. So she's been followed around Walmart. She's been stalked. She ran to her car, threw her stuff down, ran to her car. She was chased. Okay? They were immigrants. She was chased by a man with a machete on her way to work. Called the police. She told them what had happened and wanted to file a report. 2 hours later, the police still had not called her back and never checked on the crime. So that's how you know there's no crime in Springfield, because no one's reporting it.
That was your daughter.
And that's the thing that infuriates me so much about this situation, is that before Trump said what he said at the debate, the media just would not talk about this, right? They would not talk about Springfield, Ohio whatsoever. And ever since Trump, and honestly, I don't even blame him for this, because at least the media is saying something about it. But now all they want to talk about is Trump said the cats and dogs and this is blah, blah, blah. But ignored in that entire discussion is the actual reality of what is happening in Springfield. Whether or not it's true that some Haitian migrants are eating pets or eating the goose from the pond or whatever you want to say, the fact of the matter is this: there are crimes happening. There are incidents like this happening. It is absolutely completely insane. I think that part, there's police reports, etc. That part is completely provable. There is a real terror that is wreaking havoc on the actual residents and the citizens of this town, and nobody cares to do anything about it. And when these people who are dealing with very real problems and facing actual violence try to say anything about it, they are written off as a conspiracy theorist. The things that are happening in your town in front of your eyes, they're not real. Or even worse, they're called bigoted. You're racist. You have a problem with your daughter being chased around with a machete. You just don't like immigrants. It is so infuriating and tiresome, but we know exactly what's going on.
So do you, I mean, I guess, does she have any sense for whether those were illegal immigrants into the country? I mean, she probably wasn't conversing with them while they're chasing her with a machete, but okay, readily identified. See, here's the thing, and it's uncomfortable to say this, but it's true. If your first act of entering the country breaks the law, then you're more likely to break the law when you're already here, right? And this is, I don't like just talking about the easy issues. Let's talk about the hard issues. I mean, they hit President Trump a lot for the so-called, the one they really tried to nail him for was the family separation policy, right?
Right.
Anybody in this room know how many mothers in the United States of America are in prison right now? It's about 350,000, actually. And yes, I have a book coming out next week, and I've got a Fox Nation special coming out next week. It's called Truths. Lays out a lot of these hard truths. That's one of the truths. It's a hard truth. It's about 350,000 mothers who are in prison. You know who we don't make them take with them? We don't make them take their kids.
Their children.
Right?
Yeah, they're all left
And we
alone.
say that, that's a difficult situation, but you deal with it in a different way. And so I think we have to restore the culture of the rule of law in this country. In this town alone, double the number of shoplifting crimes in the last 2 years.
I really wonder why that is. It's a big, giant mystery, right? Why is this happening? I really wonder.
2 years not a long time for shoplifting rates to double. Auto thefts are up by over 50% in that same time frame. And
Wonder
as you said,
why.
based on your daughter's story, that's against the backdrop of many of them likely even going unreported. We got to restore that culture of the rule of law, but part of the reason we're seeing this too is that many illegal immigrants into this country, many other criminals in this country, when they see the top law enforcement agencies in the United States of America themselves not following the law, then they rightly ask the question, well, why the heck should I have to follow the law anyway? So top to bottom and bottom to top, we have to restore the rule of law in the United States. It's who we are, and that's how we save this country. So I appreciate that. I'm glad your daughter's safe.
Yeah, and that's a great point. If you set the precedent in our country that laws do not have to be followed, what do you think people are going to do? Right? If there's no respect for authority, hey, walk over the border. Hey, come over and commit crimes. Obviously, nothing's going to be done about it. And that's exactly the problem with allowing the open border we've had the past few years, and also with allowing amnesty, which Kamala Harris openly supports. And let's not forget, their administration gave that temporary protective status to the very Haitian migrants who are here in Springfield right now. So that said, another Ohio resident says, we have city officials that live right here in Springfield and have not set up a meeting like this. Why can't the city government do something, or at least hold the type of town hall that Vivek is doing? And listen here to Vivek's response.
Question. My name is Chrissy. You came here from your hometown. We have city officials that live right here in Springfield and have not set up a meeting like this for Springfield. You said your tickets were free, right?
Yes, they are. We're not making money tonight.
Okay, listen to me. But why can't the city officials, I'm serious, why can't the city officials do this? Go to the north, south, east, and west of Springfield, maybe get people that want to come, and find out what they're really living circumstances. And here's why. We're paying for those, right? I've been in Springfield for 66 years. I know a lot about Springfield, okay? So my take is, if you don't talk to people, even Haitians, I have Haitian friends too. I know all of them are over here illegal too. But what I'm saying is, this is a community. If you want to be open about things, talk to the people. Don't just make it seem like President Trump did, like everyone's lying. They don't really know if they're not living on that side of town what really goes on. So how will you know about a city if you're not bringing the people together, right? And talking to them. It's called Communication 101.
What's your name?
My name is Chrissy.
Chrissy, I appreciate you being here.
And that's exactly the thing. The media says it's all debunked. None of it's happening. Well, have you been to Springfield to see? No. Right? So that's exactly true.
I know many of you may feel like your leadership doesn't care. I met with them. I don't think that's true. I think I sat there for an hour with them after we met with the Haitian group. I think they actually really do care, at least the subset I met with. And I know that's not a popular view maybe in this room. But I will tell you what I do see happening in the country. I think there's a culture of fear, actually. I think the reason they're not here tonight is not because they don't care about this. It's because they're scared, actually. And I think that culture of fear has spread like an epidemic across our country, where actually what you really need is just transparency. You report to the people. You know, if you work in a company, how many of anybody in here work in a company? Okay. Your CEO is the boss of your company. But people mix this up. When you're in government and you're a city official or you're a mayor or whatever, your boss is actually the people who are in this room today. And it's not just the people in the city who mess that up. That's the federal government as well. And so what I hope to do today is to show that actually talking to the people of Springfield isn't that scary. The way the town council meeting, somebody came up, will be demonized for speaking about their own experience. We're live streaming this for the world to see that actually these are just good, patriotic Americans who love their country and love their city, who are struggling because the people who they elected to run their federal government all the way down have let them down. And you don't have to be scared of actually being face-to-face with your fellow citizens. So I did my best. I can't control what they do, but I did do my best to highlight.
And that's, again, what's so shameful, too, is the national media has now resorted to outright demonizing the residents of this town that are not happy. It's a town of, I believe, 40 to 50,000 people. They just dumped 20,000 Haitian migrants here. People are saying, hey, there's problems. Shut up, you're racist. And yet, remember when Ron DeSantis dropped off, I think it was like a couple hundred or something, migrants in Martha's Vineyard? They immediately said, no, we can't have them there, you know. But here, ultimately, I guess, is my hope in regards to the 2024 election, because obviously the national media is going to lie about this. They just say it's not happening. It's debunked. You know, Springfield, Ohio, that's debunked. They just say it over and over again. No reason why. Here's my hope, is that ultimately Ohio is a state this election cycle that's going to vote for Trump anyway. But these people live in the same region of the country as Michigan, as Pennsylvania, as Wisconsin. In fact, Ohio literally borders some of those states. So my hope ultimately is that people who do live in Springfield or live around, they know what's really happening there. They live in the same regional news bubble as the people in those other states. I really hope they start talking and saying, hey, look, my uncle lives in Springfield. He says what's happening there is really happening, or here's the reality, or this is what the Biden administration is doing to our country with this migration crisis. And we can hopefully get out the truth about this stuff on a grassroots level, because we obviously know can't rely on the media to say anything. And I really hope all of these people's stories are publicized to the masses. And that's part of why we're doing this video. People need to know the firsthand accounts of what is really happening, not the mainstream media just saying it's not true, it's debunked. That said, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, God bless and peace.